Hello, I'm Father Ben from St. Francis Episcopal Church in Macon, Georgia, and this is my weekly message for our Friars Messenger. The Gospel assigned for morning prayer today is from Matthew chapter 21. In it, Jesus is being confronted by the religious leaders of the temple, asking him, by what authority do you do these things? Well, these things happened previous to this. Jesus was at the temple and he overturned the money changers' tables and the people selling pigeons and other animals for sacrifice. And he disrupted the economy of the temple, the economy that people were making money from. I suspect including the religious leaders, or some of the religious leaders there. So you know what happens when you mess with the economy. But also at that point, the lame and the blind came into the temple, and Jesus healed them. Now, the lame and the blind were not generally allowed in the temple. People with imperfections were not allowed. So Jesus did all that, and now he's being confronted himself by the authorities of the temple. And Jesus says, you want to know by what authority I do these things? I will tell you, but you have to answer a question for me first. And he said, John the Baptist, was his baptism from heaven or from man? And they know that if they say from heaven, Jesus is going to say, well, why haven't you been following that then? And if they say from man, they know the masses of people are going to get upset because they like John and they consider John a prophet. So they say, we can't answer that. And Jesus will, then I'm not going to answer by what authority I do the things I do. And then he tells them a parable. It's a great parable. It's one that I sort of hold dear, I guess because it keeps me going. And it's a man had two sons, and he asked the first son to go work in the vineyard today. And the son said, no, I'm not going. But later he does go. He does go and does what needs to be done. But meanwhile, the man asked the second son, go and work in the vineyard. And the second son says, sure, I'll go. And he doesn't show up at all. Not then and not later. And Jesus says, who did the will of the Father? He asked them, the authorities, that. And they said, well, the first one did. And then Jesus responds, the harlots, prostitutes, and the tax collectors are going to get into the kingdom of heaven before you, because they are doing the work. They've listened to John the Baptist and are doing the work. And what I hear in that parable is, you can say the magic words, I believe, or I'm a Christian. And if we don't back it up with a change in our lives, or to serve those in need, to have empathy for those who have less than us, who are in distress, then saying the words aren't going to do anything. And I see that a lot today, and I'm certainly not saying I'm perfect and do it, but that parable does ring in my ears from time to time when I hear my conscience say, you could have done more. But I just see that a lot of people are saying the magic words and not doing the work that goes with it.